Oh, you... Okay, morning everyone. So it is time to put the gearbox back in the car. So gearbox down there, all ready to go. If you saw the last two videos, you saw the internal reseal and reclutch of that. And then under the car, everything has got a coat of sealant, of schutz everywhere. So we are ready to put the gearbox back in. There's a bit more touching up it could do with, but the gearbox is not going to get in the way of what we need to do now, so we can put that back in. A couple of things we need to do here. We need to put this, there's a heat deflector shield that goes there, and we need to pop some riv nuts in there so that we can screw it in. So these were previously, this heat shield goes on like that there, and it was previously held with rivets. This seems to be a bit of a backwards manoeuvre, and riv nuts I think are a more superior solution. Squeezes a thread in there, and of course the other advantage that using riv nuts gave me is these ones for an M6 bolt, they need a 10mm hole, which was perfect for sticking the tube in there to fill that box up with cavity wax. I didn't show doing any of that, so these boxes are all filled up with cavity wax as well as all the black schutz on the outside. I didn't show any of that because frankly I would have covered me, you and the camera in all sorts of everything. It was a particularly gungy job. And I hate these lights. I really hate these lights. I bought them because they're magnetic, and the magnets on them are just shite. Yeah, I think that's a far better way of doing it. No rivets to muck about with. No need to drill it out if I want to take it off. Much better. Right, now all we've got to do is pop that gearbox up there. That's got that engine propped up on a bit of wood. That's got one dowel in. Had one dowel in. No, that's not good. I'm going to have to do it the way I didn't want to do it. I'm going to have to put the jack under the pan. This is the bit where Niall made it look really easy, because he had the ramp and the transmission jacks. Just thinking I'll get one bolt in there. Stay on that down. Yes, you've caught a thread. Good, Roy. I squared it up. Oh, we can do ourselves a major favour here and just chase these bolts with a tack or with a die because they're filthy. Oh, brilliant. That's just gone on that other dowel. There we go. Right. That is the two in either side where the dowel pins are, which means I can take the weight off it and get this jack out of here. Now it's just a case of drop those other bolts in. Let's put the one in that Niall calls the bastard bolt, and he's dead right because it's really tight where it goes. It goes right up the top there. And you can barely get anything on it. And that's why I took his very good advice on these short sockets with a universal joint on the back of them. And again, I've chased the thread with a tack or with a die to make the bolt as friendly as possible. Oh, that has gone in. That's a lot easier with that really short UJ socket than it was coming out with an ordinary socket on a UJ. That's the hardest bolt. It's plain sailing now. Right, I'm going to go and get another bottle of Differential just so I can fix where I've scratched up the shirts, and then we'll crack on. Okay, I've not got any big bottles of Differential. I've run out, so we'll just have to touch that up with a bit of this stuff. So I've just used an aerosol of shirts to fix the under bits of there. I've not got any stuff for the airline gun, so I've just used a bit of that stuff, which is good enough for a touch up. So that's all touched up there now. What we now need to do is put the dipstick in, fix up this vacuum line here, and put the kick down cable in, and then we can put the whole thing to bed. While it was there, I just spotted a couple of little touch-ups. Without a doubt, the biggest screw-up I could make is to forget these 3 bolts, because these are the bolts that connect the torque converter to the engine. That is that transmission in. Now all we've got to do is change the diff and put the prop shaft in. Oh, bloody hell. This is the other differential. And we can't do the job completely because I need to get the mounting off the other one, and the only way I'm going to get enough purchase to get it off is going to be, oh, you twat, it's going to be to put it in the vise at the workshop, and even then it might not come off. Anyway, what I'm going to do is put this one in if I can. And set it, draining its oil. I should have taken that anti-roll bar right out. Keen scholars of this channel will remember that the last time I drained the diff, I had to vacuum it out because there is no drain plug. It was only afterwards that I was given the choice piece of information that a fecking drain plug is this bottom bolt. So this bottom differential housing bolt is a drain hole. Thanks for that piece of information, GM. They of course don't tell anyone this. All them bolts, because of their Allen heads, they need to be cleaned, so they're going back to go through the sandblaster. That's as much as I can do for today. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share. I'll see you in the next one where we finish fitting this differential and we put the exhaust back, which will probably involve a bit of exhaust welding because I'm convinced it's got a leak somewhere. So we'll test each part place by place. See you in the next one.